Hello and good morning and welcome to Total Mind Fitness Wellbeing Workout. It is within your reach. We're talking about the T.R.I.U.M.P system, the system that takes us from trauma to triumph in our lives. Now, things are very uncertain. We live in a very uncertain world. We think we're coming out of a pandemic and it looks like we're still in the middle of it. Sometimes we're getting and some countries who are a little bit ahead of us here in the UK are finding that they're going back into lockdown again. So things are not over yet. And we live in a very uncertain world, the unknown. And the unknown, as we know, can bring on extra distress. But we're not alone. And this is something that we need to realize and to nurture and culture. That the fact is that human beings do not do well on their own. So how do we nurture being together? How do we nurture that togetherness, that we-ness? What is it that's important about we-ness and not just I-ness? And that is what we're going to be talking about this morning. So please share, like, tag, and watch party this episode. It's really important. And of course, we're trying to build community here. This is what Total Mind Fitness is all about. This is what It's Within Your Reach and the T.R.I.U.M.P program is all about. It's about building community. We're calling it peer-to-peer support, but that's just a fancy name for it. We're talking about being together. That togetherness, that we-ness is what we're trying to build. So please say hello in the comments if you want to join in and be interactive. We are, of course, following the Triumph to Trauma system, the Trauma to Triumph system. And the Triumph system is basically, first of all, about transforming your behavior and habits. And this is something that needs daily practice of transforming our lives to be lives of higher quality. What is it that you could do today, right now, today, that can make your life higher quality? What transformation of behaviors and habits, even little tiny things, can you do right now that will help raise the quality of your life? That's what the T is in the T.R.I.U.M.P system, transforming our behavior and habits. And the R is about resilience. It's about finding these resources that are within us. And we all have resources within ourselves. And it's about digging deep down. It's about coming into connection with these resources and building that resilience, so that we can go through this unknown world. We can go through this uncertain world with resources that will take us through that, and it won't be as painful as it may be if we didn't have these resources. The I is about interpersonal relationships, very much connected with what we're talking about today. It's about not just me. It's about me and you. It's about us. It's about the we. And to be able to build we-ness, to be able to connect to others, we need to skill up on our interpersonal skills. We need to understand how to listen, how to understand other people, how to communicate with other people, how to let other people communicate with us, how to let other people into our lives. So it's about that interpersonal relationship. And that is not intimate relationships between two people. That's about me and my family. That's about me and my friends. That's about me and my neighbors. That's about me and my colleagues, about me and my staff, about me and my managers, about me and the rest of the world. It's about building these interpersonal relationships. Extremely important if we're going to raise the quality of our lives. Okay. And the U is upskilling on plan the work, work the plan. It's not about a rigid plan of life, but it's about visioning what is it that I want out of my life. Let's plan something. Let's have a direction that we want to go in. If we walk into a forest and we don't have a direction that we want to go in, if we're not trying to get to some sort of destination, or at least in some sort of pathway, we can end up walking in circles and circles and circles and get totally lost. We jump into a taxi. The driver says, "Where are you going?" If we don't know where we're going, we won't know when we get there. And the driver, of course, won't be able to take us there, because if you don't know where you're going, every place is the right place. Okay, and we might end up investing time, energy, resources, finances in lots and lots of activities and lots of life resource, and find out that that's not the way we wanted to live our lives. So planning, understanding what's of value to me, understanding what is important to me, who is important to me, where do I want to invest my personal resources, whether that's finances, whether that's time, whether that's energy, whether that's my love. Where am I going to direct that? Which direction do I want to go in? That's really important. That's about planning the work of life. And then there's working the plan. So it's not just about planning. It's not just about thinking. It's not just about visualization. It's not just about using their thought, but it's about materializing that plan. It's about committed action. It's about getting out there and getting it done. Now, it's not about goals. Goals are only milestones in order to help us get through that pathway, that journey of life. The goals are not the ultimate goal. What is the ultimate is the journey, is the learning experience, is the producing that life that I want to produce. It's about living the life that I want to live. It's about raising the quality of my life and those around me. It's about nurturing myself and nurturing a caring society. And we do that by planning the work and working the plan. The M in Triumph is about mindful moments and actions. And we spoke last week plenty about mindful moments and actions. Even if it comes down to the tiniest moment, that moment just before you eat something, that moment just when you see a rainbow, that moment when you see thunder and lightning, that moment when you see a wonder of the world, when that moment when you wake up in the morning and you open your eyes and you see you're still alive and you have another opportunity to transform your life, to transform the lives of others, to serve. Those moments when you hear a child laugh, those moments when you notice what is new in the environment that you're in that you'd never noticed before. Those moments of noticing sadness, disappointment, frustration, anger. Everything counts. Everything is connected to everything. And that's what we discussed last week in mindful moments. What we're discussing this morning and the rest of this week is about peer-to-peer, the P in Triumph. And it's about building that social community. It's about recognizing how social support is essential for maintaining physical, and psychological health. We know from studies that the more that we build into our life social support, the more that we build into our life giving social support, the more we can maintain a better physical health and a better psychological, emotional, and spiritual health. It's about togetherness. It's about we-ness. And that is extremely important if we're wanting to build and maintain a high quality of life, which is what the Trauma to Triumph program is all about. It's lifting our lives up from that trauma, distressful place into a place of triumph, into a place of higher quality, into a place of worth in our life. And we know that peer-to-peer, which what I'm calling our sense of community, enhances that resilience to stress and distress. Okay, so we need stress in our lives. Stress moves us. Stress helps us run for the bus. Stress helps us, win races. Stress helps us get up in the morning. So we need stress in our life. But when it becomes overwhelming, it becomes distress, and we need to enhance the resilience in order to be able to withstand that distress. And one of the strongest ways of doing it, we know from scientific studies, is building in social and community support, helping each other, people helping people. And that's what I'm calling peer-to-peer. It's about us helping each other. It's about me helping you and you helping me, because none of us are immune to this. There's no vaccine against distress, and there never will be. Distress is part of life. Stress is part of life. But if we go through this together with we-ness, we can get through it in a higher quality way. And we know also from studies that having this sense of community protects us against developing trauma-related issues. Things like PTSD. If we've had a very distressful or possibly even life-threatening moment, or at least perceived to be, that can, if not treated early on, can develop into post-traumatic stress disorder. But we know that a sense of community, a sense of social, sense of we-ness, a sense of togetherness can help decrease those dysfunctional consequences of that. And social support is about being accessible to each other. It's about having those social ties, that social capital, that ability to be with each other, count on each other, rely on each other, whether it's individuals or bigger groups or even the larger community. It's about being able to trust. It's about feeling safe among others. And this is something that's extremely important to the human being, is that feeling of being safe. When a human being is in safe mode, in social mode, in connection mode, there's no stopping. A human being in that kind of state can develop, can contribute, can create, can really raise the quality of their own life and those of others. And that is all about having support accessible to each other And it starts with me taking responsibility. It starts with me making my support accessible to others. It's about my contribution to others. That's where it starts. It's not about what do I get and then I'll give. It's about me contributing, me being an example, me modeling to others. This is what I'm offering. I'm offering my support. I am there for you. And that's really, really important. That's how it starts. It's not about I need, I want. It's I am giving first. I will allow you to help me too. I will ask you too for help. But I am offering myself as part of a community, because as soon as I offer myself, I am creating community. I am creating support. I'm not waiting passively for it to happen to me. I am actively, proactively creating it for myself and for others. And that supportive social network can be from family, like friends, neighbors, colleagues, acquaintances, even here on the Total Mind Fitness 3 times a week, 11 o'clock in the morning UK time. You can come in from anywhere in the world. We are live, and you might even be listening to this on a podcast. You might be listening to this on a replay. It doesn't matter. Once you're connected to this, even though it's only a virtual group, it's a group that you can turn to, that you can share with, and that can directly improve your general health and well-being. And that's what this is all about. This is what my program is all about. It's about taking us from that distressful trauma place to a place of quality and triumph. And that can't be done on our own. That can only be done with we-ness. It can only be done together. Togetherness, we-ness, the collective. It's not about equality here. It's not about everybody getting the same. It's about me contributing and me being contributed to when I need it. So we need to make that accessible to other people. And it starts with me. The responsibility is with me to begin this chain, to start this off, to be available and reliable and trustable to other people. It might not be that I can materialistically or physically help somebody. It might be out with my means, my knowledgeable means, my skills, my financial means, my time means. It might not be that I can actually physically do something to contribute. Not always. But I can be there. I can listen. I can contribute from my time and my patience and my energy and my resources to help carry the weight of distress for somebody else. Okay? Part of me giving charity is about contributing to the greater good, to those who are needy at the time. So I take part of my income, I take part of my wealth, and I give it away. I contribute it to a greater cause, which is the cause of people who are in need. I volunteer my time. So if I don't have more resources financially, I have time, which I can dedicate and contribute to helping others. It might be that it's my skill set that I've learned and my experience in life that I can take, and just like in charity, I can dedicate a certain amount of it and pass that on to somebody else without taking anything in return. That starts with me. This starts with me to contribute outwardly, to build that support system outwardly. And if we all start with each other, then we will be all contributing, we'll be nurturing a caring society. And that's really important, that we provide that love. That love means that I will contribute of myself, that I will give of myself, that I will invest of myself in you. And that's why we love each other. When we invest, the more we invest in others, the more we love them, because we see ourselves in them, because we have invested time and resources in them. That's why parents, when they bring up children, they love them so much, because they're giving and giving and giving of themselves. And so they're invested in that other human being. So the more that we can invest in other human beings, the more love is cultivated. But that can only be cultivated if we are trustworthy, if we are reliable, if we turn up and show up not only in our own lives, but we show up in the lives of others. We are, as they say, there for them. So I make myself available. If somebody calls me, I make myself available at the immediate or close as possible to the relevant time. I'm reliable. I work on my reliability. It's an important value of mine. Okay, that to be reliable, to be there, to be available, to be trustworthy. If I say that I'm going to do something, then I do everything in my power to make sure that it happens. And to have empathy, to cultivate that empathy and understanding of another human being, to understand what it would be like to see the world from their eyes, to try and understand their pain, to understand that their behavior is influenced by their pain and their context and their environment and their surroundings, and to put myself in that place so that I can understand it better and relate to it, the pain of somebody else, and see where it is in my life that I've also experienced pain, and then connect with them through that pain and through that distress, for the purpose of being with them, for the purpose of connecting with them, for the purpose of provision of that love, for the purpose of building we-ness. Because as we build we-ness, as we do things together, as we support each other, life becomes worthwhile, life becomes vital, life becomes energetic, life becomes beautiful, life becomes higher quality. And that caring of each other. Now, caring doesn't mean always doing things for somebody else. It doesn't mean rescuing them from their own lives. It doesn't mean, running around constantly doing things for somebody else. It might mean that they are in need of care. So it might mean an elderly person cannot get out and do the shopping, so you would care for them and bring them those goods. You might care for a friend when they're not well and say, you know what, I will drive you to the doctor or to the hospital. That's caring. Or even, you know what, I'll pick you up and I'll take you to the supermarket. That's caring. Or even better, I'll phone and, what do you need at the supermarket? And I will get it for you and bring it to you. Simple things. It's about when you're baking bread or making some food, you put a little at the side and you take it to the next door neighbor. That's caring. Or somebody else you think might appreciate it. That's caring. Caring is also, buying some flowers or some inexpensive gift, or expensive gift if you can afford it, and contributing, giving it to somebody else to show your gratitude and appreciation of them. That's also caring. Caring is when a child starts crying and you go up to them, and as an adult, you say, you know what? You're safe because I'm with you. I have your back, little boy or girl, and it will be fine. And you will get through this life. And I will teach you what I know. And I will be here when I can. And you will learn also not only to look after yourself, but to contribute to others. It's about sharing. It's about being there for your friends. It's about going out to play with them sometimes when you don't even want to. That's caring. And all this can be real, materialized, or even perceived. If I perceive that, you know what, there's a certain 4 or 5 people I know, and if I was really stuck for a 10 or 15 pounds, I can phone them and say, look, I'm really stuck just now. Can you lend me some money? And they would. Or, you know what? I'm just stuck and I didn't manage to cook my meal for tonight and I'm really exhausted. Is there any way, that you could bring around a pint of milk or some sugar or, a few eggs? Or can I just come over to yours and just sit with you for a bit because I'm a bit lonely? And they'll say yes. Or even if I could just call you and talk to you. Is that possible? Yes. So even if it's only perceived that I could do these things if I needed to, gives me strength. When I know that I have friends and family out there that if I needed, I could rely on. If I needed, I wouldn't go hungry. If I needed, I wouldn't be out of pocket because there are a certain amount of people that I can approach. I might not need to use their services of contribution to me, but just knowing that I could is strengthening. Just knowing that I could builds me up. Just knowing that I could raises the quality of my life. Just knowing that I'm being cared for, that somebody understands me if I need to, that somebody loves me, and that I can trust them and feel safe with them. That's so important that we build that. And then there's making actual material resources available to an individual. And that's whether we're contributing to charity or that we're helping them overcome another certain situation. They're stuck. They need to go to the doctor. I'll make sure you get there. Or I need to get to town to do some shopping, but I'm really stuck. My car's broken down. I'll get you there. Or you know what? I'm really stuck with the kids and I can't get out, but I need some shopping. I'll get you there. I've got your back. I will make my material resources available to you. That is what we-ness is all about. That is when we help each other. We build togetherness. We build we-ness. We create community. We don't just walk into community, we create community. And even if we are part of community, we must continually work at creating it, building it, so that it stays alive, so that it's got vitality. It's a living entity, this we-ness, this togetherness, this sense of community. And then there's just helping somebody in their performance. Not necessarily doing something for somebody else, but actually helping them do what they want to do for themselves. So maybe it's giving them a little bit of coaching. Maybe I can give them a little bit of skill training. Maybe I can just listen to them while they're performing. Maybe I can just look at it for them. Maybe they want to build something that they need somebody to show to get some feedback, and I can be there to give feedback. Maybe I can listen to see if It sounds okay for them. Maybe their performance is in anything, whether it's work performance related, whether it's social performance related. If they, really nervous about going to a particular place, then I can accompany them. I can help them. I can give them moral support. I can give them social support. I can give them of myself to help make them stronger, but not do it for them, but be there for them while they are doing it for themselves. And that's what it's about. It's about us being able to help each other when it's needed and being there for each other just in the background so that they know they're safe, so that they know that somebody's got their back, so that they know that, when they're not well, they're not going to be alone, so that they know when they need help, they're not going to be alone, so that they know they're part of this we-ness, part of this togetherness, part of this entity that we call community, and giving each other that peer, that me to you support, that peer to peer support.
Disclaimer, this show is not therapy, nor a replacement for therapy. Should you wish to inquire about therapy, counseling, life, or executive coaching, please contact Dov Benyaacov-Kurtzman at factcpfa@gmail.com. factcpfa@gmail.com. Dov Benyaacov-Kurtzman is a highly experienced psychotherapist, executive business coach, and author of the book, Mind Over Terror. 3 weeks, 2 cities, 1 mission. With over 10,000 hours of experience and academic degrees in government, law, clinical social work, and a postgraduate diploma in psychiatry with distinction, Dov has the background to help you. He's also available for public speaking and corporate training.